there are a few people today who are new to community energy, I thought it'd be useful to start with what we mean when we talk about community energy. Community energy brings people together to take democratic climate action by understanding, generating, owning, using, and saving energy. So this could be a cooperative or a community benefit society putting solar panels on a school to reduce the school's energy bills, whilst also providing educational materials and energy efficient light bulbs. It could be a society providing energy efficiency and fuel poverty advice, a community interest company developing community-owned electric vehicle charging points that also raises money for a community car club in a village that has little access to the services it needs, or a group coming together to purchase a solar farm, bringing it into community ownership, thereby creating a community benefit fund to help local environmental and social projects. The photos on this slide show the other types of community energy, such as hydro, wind, heat, storage batteries, and retrofitting energy measures. Community energy can also be done in partnership with private and public sector bodies, such as local authorities, and as Ollie was talking about, water industry. And actually, this collaboration can bring a lot of added value to both parties as well as to the local area. At its essence, community energy puts people at the heart of the energy system. Over the past couple of years, we've been involved in an increasing number of conversations with our members about their vision for the future of the movement, discussions about how we scale and increase our impact whilst continuing to remain true to the ethos of community energy. And as a result, actually debates about what that ethos is. So in June last year, as part of Community Energy Fortnight, we started a number of consultations to develop a vision for community energy in 2030. So first, we actually looked at how people saw community energy now. There was an obvious consensus that community energy is so much more than energy generation. It's a social issue that requires a just transition, and community energy is a crucial vehicle for this. Interestingly, rather than a focus on just community ownership, more emphasis was now being placed on community leadership and democratic control. Community energy organisations also generally favoured local accountability over member accountability, although this obviously depends on the type of organisation and may actually reflect the inability for new groups to register as a cooperative. Community benefit was identified as a core value, not just in terms of community benefit funds, but using community energy as a vehicle to transform local places and people. And it was felt that community energy provides clear accountability and participatory governance within the energy system, which is empowering, transparent, and equitable. The importance of overcoming financial barriers to supporting community energy was also raised as part of this, so ensuring that community energy benefits not only those who can invest. Community energy aims to accelerate the transition to a zero carbon energy system while increasing community resilience to climate change. It was clear from the responses received that community energy organisations are already at the forefront of energy system innovation. They've initiated behaviour change, accelerated the decentralisation of the energy system, reduced carbon emissions, and upskilled communities across the UK. And community energy does all of this by building the consent, trust, and active participation needed to ensure a rapid and just energy transition. So we then look to where the sector sees itself, where it wants to be in 10 years' time. So this next slide is a sneak preview of some of the detail of the vision, which we'll be launching in the summer during this year's Community Energy Fortnight. So Community Energy's vision for 2030, and this is a vision for the sector, not just for Community Energy England, is an energy system that is democratic, decentralised and decarbonised, and where people are truly at the heart of the transition. So by 2030, community energy will achieve a whole systems approach. So we'll continue to generate energy and improve efficiency for communities, whilst also selling electricity to local and national markets, trading on digital platforms, providing demand-side flexibility on a more regular basis, accelerating low-carbon transport, and developing collective heat projects for communities nationwide. We'll ensure that the energy transition is fair and democratic, increasing engagement with civil society to further our social impact. And we want every parish, town and city across the nation to be able to engage in community energy and for us to be representative of the communities that we serve. We'll weave into the fabric of local planning, policies and climate emergency strategies, always remaining transparent and accountable. We'll continue to lead innovations in the energy system, but making them available to people and communities nationwide and driving behaviour change using the new technologies of the energy system. Community energy will be upskilling communities, creating jobs and delivering positive social impact to ensure that no one is left behind and that everyone can benefit from the energy system. In June, we'll be releasing further details on the vision and how a range of stakeholders can support the transition. We'll also be releasing infographics, text, and other things that you can share on social media and on your websites. The vision isn't intended to be prescriptive, but is to articulate the ambition of our sector. And community energy has a huge potential to contribute to the energy system and to reach mass scale. And it's not just community energy practitioners saying this. A range of organisations are recognising the value and potential of community energy, with distribution network operators producing community energy strategies, a wide range of research by universities, and most recently, SP Energy Networks and WPI Economics producing a report on the future of community energy, which reported that, given the appropriate policy and financial support, the sector could become between 12 and 20 times larger than today by 2030. So community energy could contribute over 5,000 megawatts, power 2.2 million homes, cut energy bills of households involved by up to £150 million per year, save 1.8 million tonnes of CO2 emissions, create over 8,000 jobs, and add over £1.8 billion to the economy. To do this, community energy will be collaborative, interconnected, and intersectional, not only leading innovation, but also creating a legacy. So coming back to the here and now, there are obviously serious immediate issues to address. The coronavirus pandemic is not only having severe physical health impacts and a devastating loss of life, it's also impacting whole ways of life, destroying livelihoods, increasing loneliness, and a whole host of other effects. Many community energy groups have reacted quickly, identifying ways that they can support their communities. We'll hear from Jake next about the fantastic support that some of their projects has provided. And I'm receiving updates from members across the country about them setting up advice lines, not just to tackle energy bills, but wider issues too, supporting local causes through their community benefit funds, pausing energy bill payments for community buildings that are struggling to get by at the moment, and working with community enterprises from other sectors to help them become more robust and able to adapt to local need. There's some really fantastic examples being displayed of a flexible, responsive sector that cares. As well as dealing with the immediate threat though, we need to have one eye on the future, that the learning from the pandemic response isn't lost, and the positive examples from community-led action and collaboration are used to ensure that we build back better. We need to make sure that any post-pandemic recovery package ensures a just recovery and maintains a green transition. Communities will be key to making that happen, and we are working with a range of organisations to ensure robust pace is given to government. Of course, community energy must be part of a just recovery. This is because it can help to create system change and create a legacy by harnessing local passionate people, knowledge and capital to do energy projects, reduce carbon emissions and energy costs, provide business models and resilience for other types of community enterprises, and help connect with the community over climate emergencies, get publicity and consent for energy interventions. It is actually relatively easy to understand and therefore can inspire people to take wider action and behaviour change, as well as it being a trusted intermediary and having a broad range of networks. So I hope this has given you a flavour of some of the ambition and passion that there is for community energy and has adequately set the scene for the rest of today. As ever, we're keen to hear what you think and whether we're focusing on the right areas, whether there's wider work that we should be plugging into. And so I think I'll stop here actually, just to make sure that we have time for discussion in the Q&A sessions, and also to make sure that we do have time to rest and recovery between each of the sessions today. And of course, me and my team will be very happy to discuss any of these issues outside the conference and to keep the conversation going.